Wonderful Citizen by addressing two things that everyone faces, tragedy and joy, except for we took different approaches to each one. First, we're going to do a comedy about war, which is normally tragic, and then we're going to do a tragedy about being released from prison, which is supposed to be joyous. So we're going to contrast those two together. So first, we're going to start with the comedy of war. This man is Ernest Scribbler, writer of jokes. In a few moments, he will have written the funniest joke in the world, and as a consequence, he will die laughing. It was obvious that this joke was lethal. No one could read it and live. This morning, shortly after 11 o'clock, comedy struck this little house on Dibley Road. Sudden, violent comedy. Police have sealed off the area, and Scotland Yard's crack inspector is with me now. Inspector?
I shall enter the house and attempt to remove the joke. I shall be aided by the sound of somber music played on the gramophone, and also by the chanting of laments by the Tao men of Q Division. The atmosphere thus created should protect me in the eventuality of reading the joke.
There goes a brave man, whether he comes out alive or not. This will surely be remembered as one of the most courageous and gallant acts in police history. It was not long before the army became interested in the military potential of the killer joke. Under top security, the joke was hurried to a meeting of Allied commanders at the Ministry of War. Top brass were impressed. Tests on Salisbury Plain confirmed the joke's devastating effectiveness at a range of up to 50 yards.
Fantastic. All through the winter of '43, we had translators working in joke-proof conditions to try and produce a German version of the joke. They worked on one word each for greater safety. One of them saw 2 words of the joke and spent several weeks in the hospital. But apart from that, things went pretty quickly. We soon had a joke in January in a form which our troops couldn't understand, but which the Germans could.
So, on July 8, 1944, the joke was first told to the enemy in the Ardennes.
Ready! Joke! Wenn ist das Nunschruck, geht uns Slottermeier, ja, behund das oder die Flipperwort gesput.
It was a fantastic success, over 60 times more powerful as Britain's great pre-war joke, and one which Hitler just couldn't match.
My dog's got no nose! How does he smell my Fiona? Awful!
In action, it was deadly.
Wenn ist das Nunschruck, geht uns Slottermeier, ja, bei den Herren Usen oder die Flipperwort gesput.
The German casualties were appalling. But at Piemonte in autumn of '44, the Germans were working on a joke of their own.
Da ist ein Kinderhunder, unsere Metall über unter bitte schon ist, der Wunderhaus sprechen Sie. Nein, sprechen der Herren ist Offenburger Miss Wettigen. We'll let you know.
But by December, the joke was ready, and Hitler gave the order for the German V-joke to be broadcast in English.
Der für 2 Peanuts walking down the Straße and from was assaulted. Peanut! Oh!
In 1945, peace broke out. It was the end of the joke. Joke warfare was banned at a special session of the Geneva Convention, and in 1950, the last remaining copy of the joke was laid to rest here in Berkshire country, never to be told again.
After 50 years in prison, Brooks Hatlen was released. He wrote the following letter and sent it back to his friends at the prison. Dear fellas, I can't believe how fast things move on the outside. I saw an automobile once when I was a kid, but now they're everywhere. The world went and got itself in a big damn hurry. The parole board got me into this halfway house called the Brewer, and a job bagging groceries at the foodway.
Make sure you double back like the lady says.
It's hard work, and I try to keep up, but my hands hurt most of the time. I don't think the store manager likes me very much. Sometimes, after work, I go to the park and feed the birds. I keep hoping Jake might just show up and say hello, but he never does. I hope wherever he is, he's doing okay and making new friends. I have trouble sleeping at night. I have bad dreams, like I'm falling. I wake up scared. Sometimes it takes me a while to remember where I am. Maybe I should get me a gun and rob the foodway so they'd send me home. I could shoot the manager while I was at it, sort of like a bonus. I guess I'm too old for that sort of nonsense anymore. I don't like it here. I'm tired of being afraid all the time. I've decided not to stay. I doubt they'll kick up any fuss. Not for an old crook like me. Brooks was here.
Now we take a look at our world from a different perspective, from almost 4 billion miles away. The Earth, our home, appears as nothing more than a dot.
From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of particular interest, but for us, it's different.
Look again at that dot. That's here, that's home, that's us.
On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives.
That aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines.
Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward.
Every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant.
Every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child.
Inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, and every corrupt politician.
Every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam.
The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena.
Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot.
Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this dot onto a scarcely distinguishable inhabitant of some other corner.
How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds.
Our posturing, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light.
Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark.
In our obscurity, In all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves.
Like it or not, for the moment, Earth is where we make our stand.
See,